So we'll call this meeting to order. Approval of previous meeting minutes and the annual committee report.
You may want to do, Stoney, you may want to do a
I gotta do the roll call, don't I?
attendance. Yeah.
Yep. So Bob DeToma.
Here.
Sean McAfee.
Here.
Justin Souza. Jim Gallagher.
Gallagher, aye.
Lucas Remillard. All right. Now we'll call this to order. Anybody have any issues with the previous meeting minutes?
Move to accept the minutes as written. Move to accept the annual report as written.
Second.
All right. And Justin Stone, aye. All right, I will get the annual committee report submitted.
All right, you want to do a, you're going to want to do a, is there any discussion? And then do another roll call vote.
For the annual committee report?
Yeah, and the minutes.
Okay. Man,
We'll make a bureaucrat out of you yet, Stoney.
I know. I just I am out of it today. I'm running around like a chicken with my head cut off. Okay, so is there any discussion for the meeting minutes for last meeting minutes? Everybody agrees with them as written?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll go ahead and do an approval of the meeting minutes, and then we'll move on to the annual committee report. Can I get an approval?
Roll call vote.
Roll call vote. All right. Roll call vote of approving the previous meeting minutes as written. Bob DeToma.
Aye.
Sean McAfee.
Yes.
Jim
You
Gallagher.
gotta speak up.
Gallagher, aye.
And Justin Stone, aye. All right. How about the annual committee report? Any discussions, any issues with that?
Nope.
All right. Do a roll call vote for those. Bob DeToma.
Aye.
Sean McAfee.
Aye.
Jim Gallagher.
Gallagher, aye.
Justin Stone, aye. So I haven't received anything back from Justin Souza. So we'll skip his VA rep notes. Does anybody know how the VFW and Legion meeting that he had with their leadership went?
Nope.
Get back with him on that. Coat drive update. Bob, you have we've received more coats.
There hasn't been any new coats dropped off, so we'll take the box and put it in storage and take the coats. And I'll talk to Lisa Kelly and see if she's got somebody we can drop them off for. And next year, when we set the box up, we'll start promoting it in October.
Yeah, I think that's really what killed us. We just got to get some contacts on who we can use to promote. So then next is the next community event. Has everybody had a chance to take a look at the banner stuff that Justin Souza sent out?
Yeah, I took a quick look at it.
Yeah, I kind of like how both of them are written. Like the let me find it here. The Bolton one is like pretty detailed, so you know what's going on. But then the other one had like they gave you so they basically said, hey, if you want to do this for somebody, then you can do the donation. So you're basically buying the banner. But if you can't afford it, then you can ask for sponsorships. And I kind of like that idea. I think that would solve the fee. But so I don't know anybody's thoughts.
I think we still need to touch base with whoever to find out whether or not this is permitted with the bylaws and with the I know that they have a sign signed version, or I don't know what the hell I'm saying here, a signed part in the bylaws about when you can put up a sign, who can put up a sign and things like that, how big the sign can be and things like that.
Yeah.
We'd have to investigate that if we do go forward with something like that.
So when the recreation department puts up their Grafton celebrates the holidays, banners or signs or hangers, whatever they're called, do they go before a board or committee, or do they get approval from town administrator or anybody?
I don't know. Don't know. The only thing I know is on the campaign signs as to like how big they can be and when they can be put out and things like that. I know that's pretty hard and fast. But as the other ones, I don't know if they can just get a okay from like the town administrator, or if they got to go to the planning board or whatever.
Is it
Much
one
like
of those?
I'm sorry,
go
go
ahead.
ahead. Much like a game show, I'm gonna reach out to somebody and ask the question while you discuss it.
Okay. And I was just wondering if it was something that we could just set up to where, you know, if you have to get permission, do you have to get permission every year? Or could you just say, hey, we're going to do this for Veterans Day and Memorial Day? And then it's just kind of a reoccurring thing that we do. I know last time we had talked about just doing something simple like a sign. Will we want to start off with something simple like that for Memorial Day? Yeah, Sean.
Where we had, on the sign, we had talked about the, working with the Lions Club on their concerts. I don't know, if they do one or I think they primarily sponsor the 4th of July one. I could be wrong.
No, you're right.
So, but possibly we could talk to the town and we could start with maybe every other concert, or depending on what's being played. You know, but why? I think if we do it just once, with the time and effort you're going to put into making this sign or banner or table tent, or I'd like to see it out there more than one day. I feel like if it's 4th of July, there's so much other stuff going on. People with kids and whatever, they'll probably walk right by it and not even know it. So that's just, like I said, if we could tie in with permissions, put it at every concert that's on the common, or maybe we have one at each entrance type of thing. So.
Yeah, I like that idea. And
There's all
thought
different
was,
kind of ways that I think that you can do something like that. You may even want to consider, if you're going to put up banners or whatever, putting up something from like Memorial Day to the 4th of July, you know?
well, my thought is because Memorial Day is the first kind of holiday that we could do it for, and I think it's not kind of out of place. And then that would give us a date to shoot for if we want to do it. And when we're talking to the town about it, hey, this is what we're looking to do. The two things that I think that, well, three things. Once we need to know if the town's going to let us do it, and if, as you said, Jim, if we're not violating any bylaws and stuff. But after that, you don't need to step on the VFW or the Legion's toes. So we definitely need to incorporate it with what they do. But then, you know, we talked about it at the beginning. We have a list of veterans in the town. Like, who would we reach out to get these names? And I think I saw it in both. But the Bolton plan, it talks about, you know, they send it out to the veterans' families, and they ask the families, hey, do you want to do this? So they have a list. And it looks like the other one, they just, it's kind of weird. It kind of looks like they just advertise They just send it out. Hey, if you want to do this.
You know, in the town census, there's an indication on the census as to whether or not you're a veteran. So I'm wondering if there's any way that we can go to the town clerk and find out if there's like a computer run that they can do. Because I know that like you can get different voting lists as to who voted in the last 3 elections, who voted in the primaries and things like that, if you were doing like campaign letters and things like that. So I wonder if they can also just pull out the ones that have a veteran indicator on there.
Okay. I'll send that email right after this. Just asking them a question if they know a way, and maybe we can get a list, maybe through the town census. Because I think that we still need to just send out. I would like to do introductory letters to those families and just, hey, you know, we're here.
Absolutely. If we could find that, if we could get a list like that, we could do an introductory letter, and I think that would really give us a good start.
Yeah. And what I would like to do is maybe ask, once again, we've had a lot of good ideas, but you know, well, where do you start? And I think it might be nice to say, like we talked about, is there a way that maybe we can get like some volunteers that, hey, I've got a veteran that's looking to start his own business. And maybe you find some locally veteran-owned businesses and those people and go, hey, would you be interested in mentoring somebody or helping somebody? Something like that. Like I don't want it to be like, oh yeah, now this is a volunteer organization, because it's not it. But you know, I think we would have to word that appropriately. But just find out who all is interested in helping out in the one way or another.
You know,
Or
I think if
maybe
we
some
can get a
ideas.
database, you know, if we get a database, that's a good start. And
Yeah.
then we can reach out, let them know who we are. And then we could put in things like, have you considered a veteran-owned business? Or do you have a veteran-owned business? You know, would you let us know? And then would you be interested in mentoring someone else who's looking to start up? Or, you know, if you're receiving benefits from the VA, would you be willing to talk with someone who's looking to apply to give them, you know, some of your experiences and things like that, and just kind of bring them together?
Is there a way that we could ask the town to donate? Like maybe that's our first coffee and donuts event. Maybe we look at getting like the meeting room in the library and just say, hey, on this day, you know, we're going to be here. We'd love to see y'all. Come on out, and we can just talk to people as they're there.
That's a great idea.
I don't know how many people we would actually get, but it might be, you know, we're doing something. Sean?
I am also involved with the Economic Development Committee, and I will ask John Allen that question, because he has hosted some networking events and small business events, just to get an idea of cost, and then also attendance. You know, what he used for a mailing list is, you know, was he just through Chamber of Commerce type of messages, or did he have some other means of getting word out to businesses? And then, you know, like I said, to gauge the response. You know, sometimes they say if you send out 100 letters and you get 10%, then you're doing okay. You're doing good. You know, but still, you know, I like the idea of the census. The town census will give us an idea of who and how many. And like you said, when we send out that introductory letter, I mean, you can't jam too much stuff into the letter, but at least you get names, addresses, such as that, and we follow up from there. And
Okay.
Okay, so banners in town, specifically Grafton celebrates the holidays, because that's what I brought up. The EDC works hand in hand with the Recreation Department. And then as a goodwill gesture, for lack of a better phrase, the town just makes it happen. So us being the new kids on the block, if we wanted to hang banners up around town. I'm not certain that we would be treated the same way, but it's worth a shot. And I can check with John Allen, and I can also check with Jen Anderson from Recreation and find out just exactly what is the procedure and what steps do they follow, and do they require authorization from somebody higher up the chain. That's an easy ask. I'm pretty sure I can get an answer for that. So that's two things I've committed to on camera. Then I'm going to go talk to the town clerk, and I'll reach out to Jen and to John. Maybe I should stop while I'm ahead.
When next Monday, I'm meeting with Jen to see if I can get on the recreation board. So, because I don't have enough going on.
Good for you.
Yeah,
Right.
Sean.
Next thing they'll know, they'll make you the recreational club member of the community preservation, and we'll be on that
I thought
together.
you were going to say chairman, and I was like, Jim, don't give him any ideas. I need to focus. I need to get this one right first.
Yeah.
Yep, Sean.
I think on the going back to the sign, again, even if we only get a few names and we can create the signage, that by itself might generate stuff where someone says, well, wait a minute, how come Uncle Billy's not on this thing or whatever, and from that, again, like you said, we start small, we do what we can with what we have, and maybe let it grow legs,
I agree. And really, I think that it's just getting the word out. So we do a couple of events, and then maybe, we talk to the shops in the Grafton Commons and, hey, would you mind, whether we have like a little brochure, if this is what we do, and then we just kind of see if they just set it out. I don't know. I think it's kind of a touchy subject with that. Sean?
I will try to place a call to the library to ask how far in advance they are taking reservations and what is available, because I'm assuming it's a town building, then it shouldn't there shouldn't be a charge for that piece of it.
There's rooms all over the place.
Well,
In
that
the fire department, in the police department,
Yeah.
Depending upon the size, we've got GCTV. But there's in the school, it's all over the place. So I don't think that's an issue.
Jim, do you think
Yeah.
maybe something like this, because of the people we're trying to get to show up, do you think they would be more inclined to say show up at the fire station as opposed to going to the library, or would it?
Well, I think your first consideration is going to be parking. So if there's a place, the first thing I would think would be in the municipal center, because there's the different rooms where they hold like the finance committee meetings, CPC meetings, and things like that. Of course, right now everything is closed, but that would be the first thing that would jump in my mind, because it's centrally located and there's parking.
Well, everything opens tomorrow, so keep that in mind. As far as the town hall is concerned.
I wonder how long that's going to last.
I'm just saying, it could last
Yeah.
24 hours, but starting tomorrow.
Yeah.
The other
We
thing
just found out today that my granddaughter has COVID. She's 11.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So
Good.
how do you guys feel? Personally, I think we have a lot of great ideas, but I'm not certain we have all the answers on how to proceed. Do you feel that we should ask for time for the select board and kind of give them a report on what's going on and what we're looking at and asking for guidance?
Yeah.
Or direction, or I don't know how you feel about it.
Or money. We
Well,
could ask them,
Eventually, we might need some money.
you know, to, that they, if they would sponsor a warrant article to fund us. You know, start out, say, like, an account of, say, like $2,000 a year for now until we find out what we're doing. And then maybe we'd ask for more.
I like that idea. I think we need, right now, it's just a bunch of nebulous ideas that we're throwing out. I think if we can get the list of veterans, I think that's the first rock we need to tackle. And then we can send out well, I mean, we could talk about it, but you know, then we get a list of, okay, so what do we want to do? We want to send out the introductory letter. Do we want to do a coffee and donuts meet and greet with everyone? Do we want to do the banners? Then maybe if we come up with a list, then we're like, hey, look, these are all the things that we're looking to do, you know, and then we're actually going in there with a plan. Well, if we can ask for money, say this is what we think that we need some funding for, and this will get us through September. At which point then, you know, we're going to kind of start all over again and come up with some other ideas. What I'm afraid, I just don't want to walk in there and be like, this is kind of what we want to do. I think it would be good to have some, to nail that stuff down. Yep, Sean.
Good idea. Better when you present a problem, you present the solution at the same time.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of thinking that if we go with the town hall, where outside the senior center, there's a tent set up. If that is still there, or if it's going to stay, we could kind of do like a rain or shine announcement. You know, in the event the town hall is closed, you can't go in the building. Tell you what, we'll be outside and we will observe whatever protocols we have to, but still set the day and maybe there, like I said, not lose the day and not have to, you know, like everything else, retract it. Because from my opinion anyway, if I was going to something like that, I'm not afraid of it. I would say, okay, I'm going to go and I will just be careful. And I think the group of people we're talking about and talking to are like-minded, you know. Yep. So if we do a rain or shine, that kind of not cements it for us, but it would help us to, you know, make sure that people do show up.
You know, I think what I think might be a way to go also is, I really like your introductory letter, Sodi, and I think that's step one. And if we were to follow that introductory letter with another letter that says, you know, we're the group that talked to you a couple of weeks ago, we'd like to know who you are and what your thoughts are, and give you an opportunity to meet other veterans in the town. So we're going to set up a coffee or whatever it might be. So like a couple of weeks or a month later, do the other one, so that they have time to say, oh yeah, I remember reading that that this committee is around. You know what I mean?
So my thought is then, so I'll work to try to get this list before our next meeting. By our next meeting, hopefully we'll have the list. If you know, we get it beforehand, we'll draft up an introductory letter and we can send that out. And then
absolutely,
Bob, we could work to get on the next select board hearing in March timeframe. Does that happen at the beginning of the month? Is it before our meeting?
And the select board meets, you mean?
Yeah. Or we could just walk in, or like, does it need to be their actual meeting, their monthly meeting?
yeah.
Or?
Be on the agenda.
We can, it's easy to get on the agenda.
Okay.
They twice a month.
Oh, they meet twice a month.
Yeah.
Because I was just thinking if we could meet with them first before our March meeting, and I'll just screw up the agenda so we can adjust it. But if we can meet with them before our March meeting, then in our March meeting, we'll have the select board hopefully behind us. I'm sure they'll be behind us. And then we'll have their way forward, and then we can develop our way forward. So then, you know, from March on, we can actually start moving out on this. It's kind of the time frame I'm thinking. Does that make sense to everybody?
Absolutely, but just keep in mind that like this meeting right now, there's our Zoom meetings.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay.
so, and I mean, it'd be nice if all of us showed up, but you know, if it's a Zoom meeting, you know, so what?
Yeah.
You know, would be participants, like you'd be there with uh, member status, and the rest of us could be there just listening and not able to participate. So,
That's Jim's way of saying he won't interrupt you.
Well, I kind of like the host thing because I can mute everybody, you know, so
hey, I've been muted by better people than you, Stoney.
I'm sure.
Was that neutered
No, muted.
with an
I've
M?
already been fixed.
Hey. Awesome. Well, no, I like that. That I feel like we have a way forward now. So I like that. That was good. Any other comments on that? Everybody in agreement on our way
I
forward?
really got to think. You know, if on the town census they have a part on there where like veterans are identified, I gotta believe that it's easy enough for somebody to go in and just look for hits on like if this is checked yes, you know, I gotta believe that they're able to do it. And I mean, this is computer stuff is not my forte at all.
Yeah.
Ask Bob DeTolma.
Well, I was just going to ask in a general way because I don't know. I always get the security clearance training in my head of who's asking for information that they're not entitled to. So I just always ask in general way, hey, this is what we're trying to do. Can you help us out? You know, I don't know if like the town census or if we could use some information from there. If not, I'm sure they'll point us in the right direction. I mean, like you said, Jim, they've got it. They probably track it one way or another. It's just finding out the whatever.
We know
system
they
they
gather it,
Yeah.
and I know that if you're a candidate for office, you can request a list of voters who have voted like in the last 3 town elections. So if you were going to do a mailing, you know,
That makes sense.
you'd be able to use that. So if something like that is available, I mean, you go in and you say, you know, I'm the the chairman of the veterans committee, and what we want to do is find out who the veterans are. Can you give us a listing? You know, I gotta believe that they should be able to do that, and I don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it's if not, then maybe we just go to the VA and see if they can help us. I don't know. We got Lucas. He can maybe.
If it's anything to do with the town, it's probably a public record, so it shouldn't.
Okay. That's what I would think.
We're not asking for social security numbers and, you know.
Yeah. Okay.
Although if we get their social security numbers, we can do a background and find out who's able to fund all of these banners.
I was going to say they would fund it.
Yeah.
All right. Any other discussions on this topic before we move on? All right. So as far as the items not anticipated, Jim, you sent out the annuity for disabled people. Did you want to talk about that real quick?
You have that link that I gave you is once a year, anyone that's like on town committees and things like that, they have to do a report. There's a conflict of interest. And actually, you know, Stoney, you're probably the only one that's going to probably have to do that. Sean and Bob and I, the other committees that were on, we had to do this last year.
Yeah.
So on this one here, all we have to do is fill out the last page and say, yes, I'm aware of it. I've received the instructions. But it's like one of those very straightforward things where you know, they give you situations and they give you 3 answers and you say which one is right. And if it's wrong, they'll say no, try again, and things like that. Then at the end, you get a little certificate that you print out, you know, put it on your wall. It's suitable for framing, or to start a bonfire. But that's it. It's just that if you're on a committee, you're supposed to do that.
Yeah, they I've got it. I just have to finish reading it. It's on my list to do tonight. I've got a lot of stuff I've got to catch up with. But yeah, thank you for keeping me out of prison. And
It's not earth shattering, you know, if they don't
Yeah.
get it, I'm sure they don't even know who we are.
No, they email me all the time lately. So
Well, that's an interesting question. When Candy sent out that original email, were you an addressee?
yes.
Oh, you were?
Yeah,
Oh,
I got it.
okay, I just wasn't sure if they knew about us. That's why I sent it to us.
Yeah,
Oh, we're good.
they know.
All right, so you're all
They
set.
sometimes hit me up for things. So that's
Yeah,
how I got
good.
the annual report. Was they sent it to me.
Good.
The other thing that I did want to bring up, because it was I actually got this from several different people, is the Massachusetts VA benefits the annuity, the $2,000 if you're a certain disability rating and things like that. It's going around right now. I don't know if anybody talks to you, Bob. I know that you had your veteran friend talking about coming down here. I don't know if that's still happening or not, but there's that annuity that I don't think a lot of people know about.
Is this different from like I got $200 because I was in Vietnam? Is it different from that?
Yeah. So this has to do with your disability rating. I don't remember the actual rating itself. If you're 100%, you definitely qualify for it. But they give you $1,000 in February and $1,000 in August, I think. It works out to be a $2,000 annuity every year. So yeah,
No, I haven't
it's pretty
heard
good.
about
Free
that.
cash.
I've had a claim pending with the VA for Agent Orange, and it's now tomorrow it'll be 14 months that the thing is still pending, you know. And I asked Justin for help.
Yeah. I called him. I mean, my claims, they were not pending that long, but I called him and I was yelling at him and I was like, "You're screwing me out of my benefits right now. With COVID, I can't go to the medical facilities. You know this. You're the one telling me I can't go, but you have some of this. So why don't you just give me a temporary rating?" And they did.
Who did you talk to?
I just called the VA line. It takes 30 days. So basically, you can call them and you can tell them that you want to put in a report that you're not satisfied, and it goes to an actual like case manager, and they have 30 days to respond back to you, whether it's they looked at the case or they need more information or something. I've done it a couple of times and I've never, so far I haven't had an issue as far as them not getting back to me.
Yeah.
Whenever I was filing for my kids, some of my kids had to get them back on because they were both, my 2 oldest daughters were starting college. So they got dropped from some of my benefits. So I filed the form to get them put back on. And it took several months because every time I would call and yell at them, then they would go, "Okay, well, we have 30 days to respond back to you." And then they would respond back, "Oh, we need another form."
Yeah.
And then I would send it in. Then they had 30 days. And then 30 days went in and I'd be like, "What the heck?" And then, "Oh, well, we need another form." So finally I was like, "I'm done with y'all. Do not tell me you need another form. Figure it out." And they did. And that,
I got the name of a woman in our congressman's office that like specializes in one of the things she does is VA stuff, and she's been on them as well, and she keeps it keeps an index there, and we'll double check back with them. I've had like 3 letters back from the VA acknowledging the claim, and that, you know we're still working on it, and we're very busy and all of this stuff like that. They've given her assurances that they're receiving the stuff that I've been sending in to them. I just got the gabapentin they give me for the peripheral neuropathy. They just moved that up. Did you just get something on your screen?
No.
I just got something. It's time to restart.
Oh.
Oh no, that must be something to do with something else. No, sorry. But
Your
anyway,
computer probably needs to restart.
So I got the medical report that showed that now I'm taking 300 milligrams 3 times a day. And it's supposed to be neuropathy, peripheral neuropathy is supposed to be one of those slam dunk that you show that you were there. And if you've got that, there's a rating right there. And I mean, I'm still even waiting on that, let alone the other things that are encumbered by the Agent Orange. So I don't know.
I do
But
think
yeah,
that
I haven't had any luck, and I got to tell you, I've talked to Mr. Souza a few times. Nothing. And then so I checked because I'm in the VFW post there, So I talked to my commander, and my commander's suggestion was that I talk to Justin Souza. So
yeah. I really think that the separating members or retiring members get first priority. And then if you're filing additional claims, then I think you drop. Because I have a buddy that I've been on him because, I mean, he can barely walk. He's got sleep apnea. He's got all these things. And he just didn't file for it. So I've been yelling at him, and he finally filed. And he's been waiting months now for an answer too.
yeah, that sounds like the boat that I'm in. I'm probably his brother, or that's the person who with the or is an or. I just invented that.
I like it.
All right. Boo-hoo, poor me.
All right. Any other items that anybody wants to bring up?
Motion to adjourn.
All right.
Oh,
Okay.
before we do that, can I just ask what would be the date of the next meeting? Okay,
Yeah,
February
I was-
21st.
Right
Is
now,
that still
Monday,
a good date?
I have February 21st. Does that
And
work?
that's still a good date. It's not a holiday or anything, right?
No, February. Well, let me verify that. You know what? That might be President's Day. Might be that weekend.
It is.
Yeah. So would y'all want to push it to February 28th? The weekend after President's Day?
What day is that?
It's a Monday.
I think this is the only committee I do Mondays on. Oh no, it's the cable. Can you hang on? Let me just go look at my calendar. I'll be right back.
He has to go to his refrigerator. He can't make any plans without.
I know it. He knows me. No, I'm talking to them.
He needs to train the cat to fetch.
Oh, he could just put it on Outlook. Computers have old guy syndrome. Don't know how to use it. Actually, I need to add holidays to my calendar. I just realized I don't have it on there. That's why I missed it.
Yeah, we moved our cable meeting to the 23rd, so the 28th, I think, would be good for me anyway.
Okay. So we will do it on the 28th. Awesome. All right.
Excellent.
I'll restate the motion to adjourn.
Hold on. Sorry.
I was like, let's go.
I'm pulling a Jim on you. So if we meet on the 28th and we want to talk to the select board in March, I'm thinking we would go the second select board meeting, which obviously would be the, third week of March. Depending on what we come up with for list of names and things like that, or mailing list and those ideas, maybe we can tentatively talk about a quick meeting early March, maybe the 7th or the 14th, so that maybe we just regroup. If we are going on the selectmen's agenda, a quick regroup or rehash, and then as like you said, you want to show up with something concrete to talk about.
Okay.
All right, so just kind of maybe we kind of pencil that in for the 14th or so, something like
Well,
that.
you know what? I think before we do that, though, I think we need to find out if we can get a database.
Well,
Because,
that's what I was saying.
yeah,
When we talk in the end of February,
Yeah,
we should have, by then, we
Firm it
should
up.
have information that we can start, having this thing come together. And then again, like I said, if we do have some good information and a better plan, then we do maybe a quick meeting early March, something like that. If that's, if we want to go to the selectmen at that time, maybe we push it off to go to the selectmen in April, something like, I'm not
well,
sure.
I think we need to discuss what we want to do. We get a list. Do we want money? Do we want a meeting place? All of those things there. So when we go to the selectmen already knows that we're a committee,
Yeah.
so they could care. But what we want to know is, or what we need to find out is what we want to tell them. We don't want to just show up and say, oh, hi.
Right.
yeah, and
I
I think
think we'll
that's
know better on the 28th.
yeah.
Okay.
And all Sean was just I understand what you're saying, Sean. Yeah, and I do agree that I think on the 28th we can pencil that in. A meeting beforehand just to make sure we're all on the same page.
Okay. All right. Sounds good.
Bob, you never make a motion to adjourn. Why is that?
I was waiting. He's going to make the comment.
Third time is a charm. Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All right. Motion to adjourn. Bob DeToma,
Aye.
Sean McAfee,
I
Jim Gallagher,
Gallagher, aye.
Justin Stone, aye. All right, gentlemen. I will
Okay.
see y'all February 28th.
Always a pleasure.